welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a sewing vlog, which is why I'm holding the camera this close to my face. I hope you're well, and today I'm going to be sewing a brand new pattern from Friday Pattern Company called the Davenport dress. Now it's in the testing stages while I'm sewing it, but I'm very excited because I'm testing it and I'm going to sew it together, and yeah, I'm really excited about this pattern. It's a lovely dress and I'll leave the cutout here so you can see the kind of style of it. It's also fairly straightforward because it's elasticated in the waist, so you can just pull it over your head. There's no like zipper fastenings, buttons or anything like that. There's a little bit of gathering and some elastic and things like that to work with this dress, but the actual fastenings are super simple. So yeah, before I get into it, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'm going to go ahead and start cutting the dress out ready to sew. So once I've cut all the pieces, we can make a start on the sewing. Hi guys, so I'm sewing the Davenport dress today and I've literally just started. I've been here for about half an hour at my machine. I've got a good setup here. I've got my sewing machine, my laptop with my instructions on it, and my overlocker and a little mini iron and everything, so I can just sort of crack on. I'm feeling super tired this weekend, so I'm pretty much going to make this pattern in small bursts, so you might see me in lots of different looks and outfits in this vlog. But yes, I have done, I'll show you guys, I've done the ties, simple first part of the pattern instructions. In fact, let me just put it down here. And then I've just moved on to, I did the bodice elastic, which is really easy. I actually have used my overlocker for this pattern, so I want to make sure it's super neat. But I've overlocked that. And then with the front yokes, I thought I'd come on and show you guys because the instructions are so simple to follow with Friday Pattern Company's patterns, but I've never made this before, so I have to like reread and maybe like even read it a few times before it properly sinks in. Apologies if you can hear background noise, by the way. There's my husband and our neighbours in the garden. So anyway, when you get to this stage, which is, you can see this is front panel A, which is the bodice, and this is the yoke piece, which is the yoke B. Now you have to sandwich it in between, so this is the right side of the bodice A, and you can see I've stitched across the yoke, and then when it actually comes to pinning it in the instructions, it just shows that yoke on front. But if you can see, it's actually 3 layers of fabric that you can pin together there. So I know Chelsea will probably be doing a proper sew along for this in case it's like completely confusing, because especially if you're a beginner, this is a little bit more advanced. I say there's quite a lot of pattern pieces and steps in this one, but it's definitely achievable. There's no like I said earlier, there's no fastenings or anything, but there's just a few more pattern pieces. So yeah, just make sure you sandwich the bodice in between these, right face to right face, and then on the back you'll see the 2 wrong sides like that, and then you just stitch down this bit. So that's what I'm going to do, and then once you stitch down that bit, you turn it back on itself and you get this lovely clean yoke like that, which makes the top, and you see it makes that underarm bit. So it's just a lovely little detail for the neckline, and then you obviously have that elastic bit in the middle. So yeah, it's really cute, and I'm already loving the kind of process. I can see this is like a really nice make already, and like clean finish and stuff. You don't really have a lot of seam finishes, which is lovely. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sew this bit and move on to what's after this yoke bit, the back yoke. So same thing on the back body. Does that mean it goes on this one? This is confusing. Your back yoke shoulder around your front yoke shoulder. I'm guessing it means this. Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm going to pin this together and then I'll explain what's happening here, because I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty confused. I'm guessing there'll be like 4 layers sandwiched together here. So what I'm doing, this is the front piece that I just showed you guys, and this is the back yoke, and I've opened it up and I'm pinning the shoulders, which is this little bit here, into the shoulders of this. So that back piece is now overlaid, sandwiched over the top of the front. So there is that sewn, and it says to bring it over on itself. I hope this works. Oh my goodness. Let's have a look at it. Yay! Oh my god, that's so cute! And then the shoulders are together. Oh my god, that is adorable. Can you see that? There's the front. And there's the back. I've never done that before. That's so cute. So when that's done, okay, grab the back body D. This bit here. Oh no, that's the dress. Back bodice D. Gather. And essentially what I think you do with this bit is gather it together, and then it probably stitches on one side of your back yoke, and then flip it over, and then and maybe stitch the other. I don't know actually. I'll let you guys know, but I love it. It's really cool. I'm gonna iron this flat, and I'll put the gathers into the back bodice D. So that's my next bit. Cool. Yeah, it's a really nice make. I mean, I know I work for a Friday pattern company, but just love Chelsea's way of thinking with her patterns, and just how the finishes are kind of integrated within the sewing, so you don't have to then overlock and stuff as much. It's like really, really great. It's just such a clean finish as well. Right, I'm gonna go do this bit, and I'll come back and show you guys what this looks like when I've attached it. But yeah, it's really cute. I love this. I'll show you guys the close-up. This front piece, look how cute that is. And I think it would be even nicer if you had a plain fabric and you could really appreciate those panels, those extra details. Obviously in a floral you don't get to appreciate it as much because you can't really tell that you've got those little yoke pieces, but I think if you were making this in like a lovely lightweight linen, or a light, you know, a plain colour, I think you'd really appreciate those details a lot more. So yeah. Little note, my loves, I just sewed that gathered back bit onto one of the yokes, and I read the instructions, like skimmed read, and then I realised I read back and it says that you have to do it 1/4 seam allowance rather than the usual centimetre seam allowance. So I now have to unpick my centimetre one. I've done the quarter one, but I now need to unpick the other one. And then it says lay your project out and roll it up, towards the neckline, so that the bottoms of your two back yoke pieces can match up. It was a whirlwind. Essentially, if you search the burrito method, that's essentially what this part is all about, but Chelsea is going to add some extra bits of information into the instructions. So by the time you're watching this vlog, it'll probably make more sense than what I'm telling you guys, so don't worry. But just so you know, essentially to do the step where it mentions laying your project out and rolling it up towards the neckline, you have to essentially roll 2 bits in so that they're away from your back yoke pieces, and then you can sew them together, sandwiching in that gathered back bit seam that you did the 1/4 inch will be within it. Does that make sense? So it then ends up, when you turn it out, it ends up looking like this on the back. So it's a really cute finish, really tidy and neat. If I show you the inner workings, it's so lovely and neat inside. Like there's no exposed seams at all apart from that you know, that bit of elastic bit from the start, and that's it. It's beautiful. So yeah, I really, really love that, the way it comes together and finishes. It's a little bit confusing if you've never done this method, but I've just been messaging Chelsea and she was like, it's the burrito method, and then obviously from that point I was like able to figure it out. So yeah, really, really cool. I love this way of finishing. I've not done it before. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this as well. Hello my loves, it's the next day and I'm about to continue the Davenport. I'm excited, very excited. I feel like I can make good headway with it today. I'm going to attach the flutter sleeve and attach the sleeves, and then make my way onto the skirt parts and the pockets. There's a lot of actual like sewing bits to do in this pattern. Although it's a simple style of dress in terms of like no fastenings, there's a lot of like little bits and bobs to bring together. So we'll see how far I get today. I'm hoping to at least do the sleeves. So yeah, going to take you along with me for the journey. I've got my little setup again, and I'll pop you here. This is lovely, isn't it? Sundays are like usually my favourite days to sew because I just feel like it's like nice and peaceful. I like to get as much done as possible before the start of the working week. So yeah, I'm excited. So we had this top, as you saw yesterday. Let me check. I think cool. So right side facing up like this. I now can put the little flutter sleeves in place and baste or bast. How do you guys say it? I always get comments on here from people saying, "Oh, I say these words like this." I'm like, you do you, baby. You do you. You know, potato, potato. Not that anyone ever says potato, but you know what I mean. I do tend to say things in like in my own unique way sometimes, but that's just who I am. I also like to mix and combine different sayings together. It like annoys my husband so much, but I do that a lot as well. And do you know what? I just think like it's not hurting anyone to all talk differently, so why not just say what you want to say, whether it's the right way to say it or not. So yeah, that's my two cents of the day. Okay, cool. So I'm just pinning on this little flutter sleeve, and you do it from the yokes. That is so good. That is so good. That is so good for me and you. Me and you. Has anyone watched Pose on Netflix? It's the ballroom scene based on the New York ballroom scene in the 80s and 90s. I'm watching season 2 at the moment, and oh my goodness, it's a tearjerker. It's all to do with like the AIDS pandemic. I don't know if they call it, is it pandemic or epidemic? And just how, you know, gay, trans people sort of like dealt with it in that time. It's such an amazing show. The talent is unbelievable, and they have like this singing episode, oh my god, in the season 2. I mean, they had one in season 1 as well, but in season 2 they have this singing episode, and I was actually a mess. Yeah, it's such a powerful show. Highly recommend it if anyone if anyone wants to watch a new show. So I've just done my little gathers like that. And I'm just trying to make them all lovely and even. And once they're lovely and even, I can, my chair's so creaky, I can bast this in place. I can baste this in place. I've just also written a list of videos that I'm going to make for the entire year. Obviously things will come up and trends will come up, or new patterns and things like that, so sew-alongs or craft videos and stuff. But just to give myself some form of like idea and structure of like what I need to do, or like what I would like to do. And I'm really excited because I feel like, yeah, I just feel like it will really help just have an idea of like what to work on. I'm excited about that. If there's anything you guys want to see, let me know and I will add it to my list. I know a lot of people don't like gathering, but I find it's such a mindfulness, like peaceful moment, and you can really like take your time on it, and I actually really like gathering. It's fiddly, but if you're in the right frame of mind, I think it's a really nice thing to focus on. So I am back. So the sleeves are in, and now I'm just about to, well, not just about to, I am pinning together the side seam and then that sleeve seam all the way down. I've already done my pre-ironing on my sleeve, and I'm going to stitch that together, and then I have a functioning bodice, which is super exciting. And then I think after the sleeve, I do the sleeve cuff of the elastic, and after that you start on the skirt. So I'm making good progress, which is good. I'm hoping to get the skirt not necessarily done today, but I'd love to start on the skirt today, maybe get the pockets in and stuff like that. So yeah, I should have this finished pretty soon, but oh god, I'm so excited to wear this. It looks so beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and sew that underarm seam. The top is done. I am obsessed. Let's get this ready to show you guys. Oh, cute. Chris forever on his games. How cute is this? The back looks so pretty. Hello, it's part 3 of sewing the Davenport, and today I'm hoping to get this dress finished. So we are now on the casing stage, and then the bottom ruffle of the skirt as well. One thing to note with my bottom ruffle, I was so sad. My little cricket's ready. You had to cut 4 pieces, and I just didn't have enough fabric to do this. So I've really had to like find a way to make this work a little bit shorter. So just when you're looking at my final dress, hopefully it turns out okay, that it's not the same length as the sorry, my battery died, I had to quickly change it over, as the one that's like ready to go, like the actual pattern itself and on like the picture and stuff like that, the diagram. So just to keep that in mind, it's going to be slightly different in finish, but there we go. So yeah, I'm going to move on to this part, which is the casings. And so centre front, where's the centre front? Casing, drawstring casing front, drawstring casing back. Okay, cool. So with the, press the centre front edge, the short edge without the notch. Okay, this side. I've got to press under 14, 14 again, and edge stitch it. Okay, cool. So that's what I've got to do first. Let's get my machine on and get everything going and ready. So yeah, oh god, it's lovely and sunny today, isn't it? So I hope everyone is well, and by the time this video goes up, it'll probably be a couple of weeks after I filmed this, and I'm still in March making this dress. So yeah, I hope everyone is well. I haven't sung in one of my vlogs for a while, so yeah, fun stuff. Right, I'm gonna sew and I'm gonna go and do those bits and the other casing, and then attaching it to the skirt is gonna be interesting. So we'll see how that goes. It's my lovely skirt. So I need to pin this on to the skirt, matching up my notches and stuff, and the side seams. So I'm gonna start by matching up the side seams first. So there's a notch on the dress that kind of sits exactly where this should go, so I'm just not doing that, and now I'm just pinning along. Viscose, the fabric that I'm working with, is quite it's got like quite a stretch to it, so it does help a little bit as long as you don't stretch too much, but it does actually help. This is why I like viscose so much. It's a really forgiving fabric to work with if you're ever so slightly out by a few millimeters. It's quite handy because it kind of just stretches into place where it needs to be. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love and sometimes it hurts instead. Cool, so where do we have to stitch this? Oh, I've pinned it on wrong. So you've got to pin it with the, it doesn't say, this is the thing, it could do with saying. So you've got to pin it with the right side out, not right sides together, which is obviously what you naturally go to do. So you pin with the right sides showing on the right side, if that makes sense. I'll show you in a second. I'm going to repin this and then I'll show you. Okay, so the skirt is now attached to the bodice. What I had to do was the panel, the drawstring casing goes on right side facing out onto the right sides of the actual skirt, so that you basically stitch that folded edge that you ironed, not the seam allowance. That's what I had in my mind. So then when I stitch this skirt to the bodice with the seam allowance, that's kind of like the other side of the casing that you're stitching within it. So I'm just going to go and stitch that together, and then I will pretty much have a functioning dress apart from the bottom ruffles, so I'm very excited. Oh. So here is the dress finished. I'm so pleased with it. It's the prettiest thing I own, and now my new favourite dress. I think you'll agree, the cuffs, the waist tie, the pockets, everything is awesome. So thank you so much for watching this vlog. The Davenport dress is available now to buy. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!